the Board of Supervisors on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 to order. Can we have the Pledge of Allegiance, please, by Supervisor Kuro?
Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Prior to roll call, I'd like to make clear for the record that this board meeting is being conducted pursuant to Government Code Section 54953.8.3, and that board member Colin Kosmicki is participating by teleconference today due to childcare need and is therefore unable to attend in person. Supervisor Kosmicki disclosed the reason to the board at the earliest possible opportunity. Clerk, can we please have roll call?
Supervisor Zanger?
Here.
Supervisor Velasquez?
Here.
Supervisor Kosmicki?
Here.
Supervisor Sotelo?
Present.
Supervisor Kuro?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Supervisor Kosmicki, can you hear us well?
Yes, I can, thanks.
Do you have a copy of the agenda for this meeting?
Yes, I do.
And are there any individuals 18 years of age or older present in the room with you?
No, there are not.
All right, thank you very much. We will proceed. Is there a motion to acknowledge the certificate of posting? Is there a second? We have roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Zanger?
Yes.
Supervisor Velasquez?
Yeah, here.
Supervisor Kosmicki?
Yes.
Supervisor Sotelo?
Yes.
Supervisor Kuro?
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Great. Moving on to consent agenda. Are there any items that supervisors wish to pull from the consent agenda? Supervisor Kosmicki?
No, thank you.
And can we have public comment on consent, please?
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please provide a speaker card on Zoom. Please press *9 or the raised hand icon. And I have no public comment.
All right, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
I moved.
It says so moved.
I'll second and thank the staff, especially the CEO, for getting that Fire Safe Council on so quickly. That was a last minute, and I thank the chair for allowing that.
Great, we have roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Zanger?
Yes.
Supervisor Kosmicki?
Yes.
Supervisor Velasquez?
Yes.
Supervisor Sotelo?
Yes.
Supervisor Kuro?
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Okay, moving on, public hearing. For the record, County Council, do I need to read this entire public hearing item? Okay, great. Then we'll open the public hearing. CEO.
First the presentation and then the public hearing.
Oh, we'll do the presentation
Yes.
first then.
Sorry.
Never mind.
Thank you. Apologize.
Do we have present?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. Good morning, Board of Supervisors, Chairman, public in general. I'm Esperanza Colli. I'm the CEO for the county of San Benito. And today we had the pleasure to present to you, at your direction, the application for the 2025 NOFA, Notice of Funding Availability for the Community and Economic Development, from the Community Development Block Grant. Staff from HSA and the library has been working together as a team to put together a grant application per your directions from the last meeting. With that, this is the final application that we're proposing. And today, after the public hearing, you will make a decision of whether or not we can submit this proposed grant application. Or if you want to make modifications, you are welcome to do that, or we just have to modify the resolution. The purpose of the public hearing is to listen to the community, their input, whether or not the activities that we apply for are consistent with the needs of the community. And that's the whole idea of having a public hearing, because we need to listen to the community. The state CDBG program really pays attention to those input from the community. And one of the reasons we did different outreach events was to get a hold of the community, have the signatures, or whether they're supporting one or the other application, and we have secured several signatures, and we have advertised in the newspaper. This hearing has been advertised in the newspaper following the state requirements, the CDBG program, under the CDBG program. With that, I would like to invite Enrique Arriola to present what the HSA was able to come up together with the two programs per your direction last time. He's going to go ahead and explain how they're going to submit those two applications. The total applications for this grant are 3 applications and 3 activities and 1 application for up to $3.6 million. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Good morning, members of the board and the public. So yes, we are working diligently to complete the applications. At the last public hearing, you went ahead and approved the submission or moving forward with submitting application for 2 public service activities. We've been working on both of them, and we're getting close to getting them completed. The Dreamcatcher program is one of the public service activities that we discussed. This program will serve low-income children and youth throughout the county and is designed to provide access to enrichment opportunities that many participants would not otherwise be able to access due to financial or social barriers. The program will include after-school academic support tutoring as an option, enrichment activities such as arts, recreation, sports, in the arts and life skills development, provide youth development and mentorship opportunities as they engage with different types of services. This will certainly benefit our young individuals with improved academics, increased confidence in social development, access to safe, structured, and supportive environment. In addition, we feel that it's important to also provide opportunities in summer youth employment, to provide hands-on work experience, build job readiness and responsibility, help youth develop meaningful lifelong employment skills. We anticipate serving through this program approximately 180 children and youth. The second activity that you approved pursuing is food assistance. This program will provide ongoing hot meals to low-income seniors and individuals experiencing homelessness at the shelter. Services include delivery of hot meals to low-income seniors, including those who may be homebound, provisions of daily hot meals to individuals residing at the shelter, and as far as benefits, improved nutrition and health for seniors, supporting their ability to remain safe in their home, reliable access to nutritious meals for the shelter residents, which does support stability and well-being, and reduction in food insecurity among vulnerable populations. And we anticipate approximately 250 individuals to be receive assistance through this program. These proposed activities are designed to directly benefit low and moderate income residents and address critical needs within our community. Thank you for your time and attention.
Following up with the application, we also submitted a $3 million application, but that's through the library. I don't know if you want to brief us about how many signatures have you been able to receive so far. The librarian, Austin, he's been looking for supporting letters, getting signatures from the patrons, letting them know that we're submitting an application. So he's been very proactive the whole time and putting together the description of the library.
Yeah, hello, good morning, board and members of the public. So far, we have received 198 signatures to support the application for moving forward, including the library, the $3 million for the library renovation. And we also received a letter of support for from one of the groups that utilize the library, Inclusive Horizons. So Thank you.
So one of the additions that we did to the library, since we're putting together, we including a cooling and warming center, is a generator. And the reason we're doing it is because if you have a power outage, you cannot provide those services to the public. So we add in that element as well. The construction manager and the engineer from the county have worked together to update the cost of the library, including the ADA compliance and the elements for the cooling and warming center. I also want to let you know that we have been working with the consultant to get the environmental documents. We find the application very challenging, but we're still going to submit the application, hoping that the state at least will provide us funding to bring the facility up to ADA compliance and to cover the cost for the cooling and warming center. So we potentially make a portion of the funding, but I would like you to be aware of the challenges that we're facing, especially environmental documents, because we don't have the CEQA document. And so we're submitting the NEPA documents, but there's going to be an assessment for the facility because the improvements is beyond the 50% requirements for the NEPA documents. And so with that, we're open for any comments that you might want to have as the supervisors, but also for the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. That conclude the presentation then? Okay, thank you very much. So now we'll open the public hearing. We go to public comment first.
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please provide a speaker card. On Zoom, please press *9 or the raised hand icon. And in chambers, we'll start with Tammy Avalos.
Good morning, Chair, Board, everyone in attendance. My name is Tammy Aviles, and I am with the Friends of the San Benito County Free Library. And I just want to say huge thank you for bringing this forward and working on this. And we genuinely appreciate all the hard work that is going into this grant application. We've only done smaller grants, so I can only imagine the work that you all are doing. So it's very much appreciated. And then, of course, we're here to partner. And so if there's anything the Friends can do to help with this grant or with the expansion in general, of course, we are here. I am also on the Board of Seniors Council of Santa Cruz and San Benito counties. And I just wanted to say what a great collaboration, taking into account what happened at the last public hearing, listening to the community, and just making this a more inclusive submission for the grant money. And with regards to, more meals, it touches every single one of the 5 goals from the master plan for aging. Housing, caregiving, inclusion, affording aging, and healthcare. I mean, having a meal, it touches all of that. And if I could go ahead and give to the county clerk, there are signatures in support of the senior meals. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you very much for your time.
Next in chambers, Clay Kemp.
Clay Kemp, Executive Director of the Seniors Council Area Agency on Aging. And I spoke a week ago about the need for seniors and how important, obviously food is. So I really came today just to say that local government can be a beautiful thing. And this is really a classic example of that. We all have our differences and debates and disappointment about what can or can't be done. But sometimes it really works. And you guys nailed it. And when I say you guys, I mean, obviously the electeds, but staff and the members of the community. We really all came together as one and heard what the community input was and added to what was already a pretty decent grant and filled additional need into it. So congratulations and thanks to everybody. this rot, and onward and upward.
Oh, thank you, Clay. You can come speak anytime.
I have one on Zoom.
Put them on the agenda, change meetings, because we rock.
Mr. Baker, you've been unmuted and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. This is Greg Baker. I'm the Executive Director of Community Homeless Solutions. And you may know that we've been operating the Home Resource Center for about 5 years now. And while I understand this process today is pretty far along, I'd just like to make a few comments and make a plea for funding for the shelter. A few examples quickly of some of the value that we bring at the shelter. You probably know we've recently expanded it to 56 beds, and over the past few months, our occupancy has averaged about 50 beds. So we are very well utilizing this new expanded shelter. We've also expanded operationally from a part-time shelter for 6 months of the year to a year-round 24/7 shelter with full services, which is clearly a much better way to help the clients who we serve. And then finally, we don't just take care of people in the shelter. We also partner with staff from San Benito County every week or two. We go out, we talk to folks in the encampments, we answer questions and try to get them to move into the shelter off the streets. And as an example of our success there, in the spring of last year, spring quarter, we successfully moved 20 people from the streets to the shelter. So that really helps get the ball rolling. So every year we partner with San Benito County to find adequate funding for the shelter. We're doing that now. I'd like to ask for your help in that process, and I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes public comment.
Okay, thank you. I'll bring it back to the board now. Supervisor, have any comments, questions? Supervisor Sotelo?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you everybody for all of your input and hard work on this. Kind of exciting to see. I do have a couple of questions, Enrique, for you. Okay, so let's start with the 300,000 for food assistance. I think you mentioned 250 individuals approximately would benefit. Okay, and then I'm curious, do you have any idea about how it will be split up? I mean, are you looking at just like a 50-50 split, like 150,000 is going to go towards senior meals and 150,000 will go towards homeless meal preparation? How will, like, what does this look like? And I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, right? Because like we have to apply and receive it, but I'm just curious if there's been like what that will look like potentially. I'm being very optimistic that we're going to get this grant.
So that has not been decided, but what I could say is since we've been working collaboratively with Community Homeless Solutions with the operation of the shelter, we have a generally good idea of what the costs are for meal services there at the shelter. We've been holding a few meetings recently for the contract with the provider, Community Homeless Solutions. They're to submit to us a budget, but it would not be 50-50. I know their costs for meal services are under that, so it's hard to estimate. I'm going to guesstimate maybe $75K, $100K range or so.
To the homeless or to the seniors?
To homeless individuals, and if we get these funds, we will go out on procurement, so there'll be a competitive process for that.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, now, so for the Youth Enrichment and Summer Employment Program, did you say 180 youth approximately for with the Dream Catcher program? Did I hear that correctly?
Correct.
Okay, and then for the summer program, how many would benefit from that?
The 180 is
that all inclusive?
of that, correct?
Okay. Will this be kind of the same way in that there will be opportunities for, like, you'll accept RFPs from, like, I'm thinking, I don't know, like Girls Inc., they do a wonderful summer program locally, and it'd be great to offer it, you know, for even more of the young girls in our community, or Youth Alliance, or the Arts Council, that are all, like, you know, they specialize in doing programs, and if they could put something together, will this be something that they can apply for a portion of that funding if we receive that, or would this just go to the Dreamcatcher program?
So in the past, we haven't had a substantial amount of fundings, and it's been operated internally for that reason. But if we are awarded, I think what makes the most sense is to procure it out.
Yeah.
Perhaps with the exception of the summer youth, since we have a workforce system that has the experience with that. But we are open to exploring both options, but procuring it out is certainly an option.
Okay, yeah, I would love to see it.
Yeah.
You know, again, I'm going to be optimistic and hope that we're going to get this 300,000, but I would love to see like what we can really do with 300,000, you know, and maybe there's a portion that you guys are like, hey, we want to set aside X for the Dreamcatcher program, but then open it up and see what this community can come up with to benefit youth here. Can you talk to me a little bit about the summer employment program? Like, how does that work, and what does that consist of? I don't know a whole lot about that program.
Sure, my pleasure. So in the past, we have managed this program at a smaller scale because with the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, they cut summer youth employment before. Back prior to 2000, we used to operate a program that was anywhere from 150 to 200 individuals. So that's wiped away. So since then, we have been operating very small scale, sporadically, when we are able to fundraise. So the way that we structured it is during the summer months, 5 to 6 weeks, a minimum of 32 hours a week to 40 hours a week. Individuals would come into the center at the America's Job Center. They would apply for this program. We would engage separately in contracting with different job sites. Could be the private sector, local government, nonprofit agencies, schools, and we would identify the type of work, you know, have all that set up. And then we would coordinate with the auditor's office for payment, getting all the forms that are needed. And then we'll start the program based on that. We'll have orientation. We'll have timesheets that we'll collect the employment counselors, and we would process payments. And this will be it's a very much needed program that does teach lifelong skills. And myself, actually, I was one of the participants under the JTPA for years. So it's a good program that we would manage, and we have the ability to do so.
And would we be able to potentially do that program this summer?
We don't have the funds for the summer, so.
So this would be, if we
funds-
receive funding, it will be for 2027, not this summer.
Correct,
Okay.
because announcements wouldn't be till September,
Okay.
and contracts thereafter.
And so will we have any program like that this summer, or no, we will not have any program like
Not
that this summer?
a program specifically for summer youth. We do have a youth funding through our regular allocation. But the summer youth is pretty much year-round, so if anyone applies and starts a service during the summer, I mean, they could work during the summer.
Yeah.
But during the year, they would work around a certain schedule.
Right, okay. Okay, great, thank you. One more question. There was a public comment that said that we are operating 24/7 now at the homeless shelter. Are we 24/7? Are they, because I thought like during the winter, it operated, you know, 24 hours a day. But I thought during summer, I thought there was winter and summer hours. Are we not at that model anymore?
So we've been in that model. Greg Baker did say, the executive director of Community Homeless Solutions, they did seek funding and secured funding to allow for 24/7 operations year-round. I am not sure how long those funds will last, but I'm going to guesstimate it'll last till at least this summer or even till the end of the year. But it's been operating 24/7 because they did secure additional funding. So I would say without having additional funding, we just don't have enough resources to make that happen. So having ongoing discussions about funding and working as partners with Community Homeless Solutions to assist with fund development, that's going to be important. It just need a lot more resources. Our contract with Community Homeless Solutions has been around $500,000. But that's way under budgeted. So more is needed, and they're working on their budget for next year.
Great. Well, I appreciate their proactive approach and trying to do what they can to serve our community and seeking grants and being able to offer 24/7. So that's fantastic news. I didn't realize that. Thank you very much. Those are all my questions for you. Again, I really appreciate all of the conversation and the feedback and the willingness to kind of roll through this and figure out a solution for our community. So I am fully supportive of us submitting these 3 different grants to the state. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Supervisor Kozmicki, did you have any questions, comments at this time?
Thank you. First off, also wanted to just say thank you, really to the community. I think this has been a very positive process. As I said last time, this is really what it's all about. And so, I think it's clear that the county is collaborating with the community on this to put the best applications forward. And it is important to note, I am also optimistic, as Supervisor Sotelo, but I think it's important to note that these are applications and there's no guarantee that we're going to get this funding, but appreciate that we're putting in the effort and hopefully we get all the money. My question that I have, a couple questions. One, as far as the food category, when it comes to the senior portion of the food category, is there an expectation of how the process would work, how the food would be divvied out among the different organizations? And particularly, I obviously represent San Juan Bautista, and there was a large contingent of San Juan. There's a big need there where they really got that program off the ground, and they get a lot of people every week. A really good number. It's basically the whole western portion of the county people come from, even from, I'm sure, from Hollister. So is there an expectation of how you would approach divvying out food among the organizations?
What we would do is go through a competitive process to procure services, outlining exactly what we're seeking based on the grant if we receive these funds. Based on proposals received for different areas of service for the target population, I do anticipate a rating, ranking, recommending committee, and anyone that is selected would come back to the board for the approval of such contracts. So the moment is very hard to be very specific, just saying that we will go through competitive process and based on proposals received, that is the fairest process.
I get that. I just want to make sure that San Juan Bautista does get a portion of the funding, so when it gets into a competitive process, for me to support this, I've got to have assurance that it's not going to be like a yes or no, that we're talking about proportions here. Because if it's a yes or no, then I would have concerns about, well, who's on, again, everybody that steps forward and volunteers, full appreciation, but I just want to make sure that San Juan is represented. And that San Juan Bautista senior group does receive a portion of the funding. Is there a way to give me that level of assurance, Enrique, that this isn't going to be a yes or no, that it's going to essentially be, can you kind of put that into words?
What I could say is when we go through procurement, we could definitely outline that services given priority, organizations that provide services countywide, including San Juan Bautista and some of the other unincorporated areas. I think we could certainly address that and seek for that within the scoring rubrics. So hopefully we do receive applications who serve San Juan Bautista as well.
I would just appreciate some sort of wording that essentially, guarantees a tough word, but I basically essentially guarantees that there's going to be an allotment throughout the community. I know you can't just say specific dollars and all that, but I want to make sure that this is countywide, and so that would obviously include San Juan Bautista. That would be a request of mine. And then as far as the youth programming, how do we ensure that the arts portion is included in the programming? Because we did talk about that last time, as far as including that if we get the money, including the arts, and there was discussion of the mariachi program. How do we make sure that that's included?
if I may.
Yes.
Good morning. Tracy Belton, Agency Director for Health and Human Services. I just wanted to talk briefly on the meals. We heard the public when we were here the last time, and we tried to focus the activity on what we heard. And what we heard was senior center services, so meals that are provided at senior centers, which is what San Juan Bautista does, as well as here at Jóvenes de Antaño. The meals being delivered to the folks that are unable to attend these events, as well as the homeless population. So we tried to keep it to an area where it would focus on those three groups. That includes San Juan Bautista. I did reach out to Mary Edge after the meeting to ask what exactly are they looking for funding wise. She's yet to get back to me, but that is our focus. So Supervisor Kosmicki, I hear you. That is how we intended to write this, was to focus on senior centers providing services, which I believe there's only 2 in the county, San Juan Bautista and the city of Hollister, Meals on Wheels delivery programs, and our homeless folks at the shelter. And so I hope that helps you. I hope that reassures you that yes, we did consider them. When it goes out to RFP, obviously we can't say, yes, we're going to give it to San Juan Bautista, but based off the scoring criteria, they would have a better opportunity to receive funding due to the services they're providing. And so hopefully that kind of clarifies what we were looking for and how we will be writing this grant. Does that clear up some stuff for you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Perfect. And in regard to the youth enrichment program, so it is broader than just what our agency offers, right? I mean, we will try to do what we can within our own programs, but we will also put that out for RFP. I'm not sure how the music lessons is an enrichment program. So mariachi, whatever it may fall under, folklorico dancing, whatever enrichment activity supports youth, we would like to make available to the youth in this community. How we do that is going to be something that we need to figure out. So whether the group is willing to vendorize us and they can become a vendor payment, we would do it that way. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm not sure that the folks that came to represent that, I think it was Mickey Luna and Cesar Flores, I'm not sure if they operate the program. And so if they just have an entity that provides these type of services to the community, we're more than welcome to create a contract with them when that happens, and then we would just be the overseer of the contract.
I appreciate that. I'm sure that can be ironed out. I know, Cesar has strong connections to the Arts Council. Mickey obviously is involved with the Latino Coalition. So yes, I have faith that we can work that out. So thank you, Tracy. Appreciate the explanation.
Thank you. Is that it, Supervisor Kosmicki?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Great. Supervisor Velasquez.
Thank you. Yeah, we still got a long ways to go, but at least we're in the game. And I want to thank the CEO, because CEO is the one that saw the opportunities here that we could go after even more grants, and the staff, because as always, you guys, some kind of miracle, you pull it all together and make it start working. And the Community Action Board, and I really, again, I encourage residents to be involved in the different groups in our community. We had a speaker talk about the community coming together and make these things happen. That's how it works. That's how we build the foundations to make things happen. But also, I want to thank my fellow members of the board, because we couldn't even be talking about this if we didn't all pull together last year and focus on getting our housing element done. And we did it very quickly, very aggressively, so we can get ourselves to the point, again, of starting the process of building the foundations to make a better community, rather than chasing all kinds of different things out there. We just need to stay focused, so when we win these types of grants, we can get them done. We cannot get everything done, but we're making the good steps. And this always reminds me, going back to when the funding to even get a homeless shelter built, when at the time nobody thought we could pull that off. And the conversation was, one thing we know for certain, if we don't apply, we won't get the money. We applied and got the money. Now we have a year-round homeless shelter, which we did not have in the past. And the work that's been done for that shelter really is amazing. And it was a model for I want to brag about this. It was a model for the entire Central Coast. That's how successful the homeless shelter was. So we should be proud of it. And I look forward to this year, if we win this, making this all come together. Thank you to all of you again.
Thank you.
I can't agree enough with the comments of the public and all of my colleagues here up on the dais. I don't want to repeat too much because you guys kind of like stole all my thunder here. The questions between Supervisor Kosmicki and Supervisor Sotelo, you guys kind of yanked everything off of my list. Where I'm going, and since that area is of concern for all of us, Enrique had said what we are seeking, and I appreciate everything that the staff has done. You guys have worked, the CAB board has worked tremendously. The CEO and staff have worked very hard. I want to make sure that with the concerns of also Supervisor Kosmicki and my other colleagues, is that when we do go out for an RFP, can that process of defining that RFP come back to the board for discussion so that Supervisor Kosmicki's concerns can also be addressed? I'm looking at it as we have started something that I didn't even realize was such a possibility until the new CEO had come on, about how CDBG grants work, how you use your community and engage in your community and pull your community in to be able to have a more appealing grant for the review process at the higher levels. I do appreciate the generator being included in. It's those little details that we don't realize. Oh, great, you're gonna have a warming center, you're gonna have a cooling center. Oops, we forgot. If the power goes out because it's too hot or it's too cold, what was the point? So it's getting to those details that make me feel like we have done, as a board and a community, such a great job in bringing a CEO with such great, incredible experience. So I really think that if we can be a part of that RFP process prior to it going out to where the board and the community can have input on what that RFP sounds like, looks like, to ensure that we're using this money as efficiently, effectively, and fiscally responsible as we possibly can. So I just want to thank everyone. The one area that also that RFP would include how the benefits outweigh where we're hitting the majorities. So how we review in the process is, where are we getting the best bang for our buck? I mean, that's the bottom line for me. But I want to thank everyone. I would also like to update the clerk of the board on my CAB vacancy for District 4. I have a member that is willing to take that shift, who's already on the board, shift to that low income status to be able to open up to more people. So I really want all of the board and the public to understand that CAB board has to be filled at all times. So if we have vacancies, we need to work as a community to do a lot of outreach on that, because this is the benefit we get from it. So thank you, and thank you so much for all the comments from my colleagues.
Thank you. Okay. As far as I can tell, I have no other questions. I think it's all been said. So at this point, I will entertain a motion to adopt the resolution as stated and delegate authority to the CEO to complete, execute, accept, awarded the grant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? First and second, can we have roll call vote, please?
Mr. Chair, before we go into the roll call vote, can we just make sure that the RFP, the friendly amendment is the RFP comes back, just so that's on the record that we want to see it before it goes out?
Absolutely. CEO, can we?
So one of the ways that we're going to propose to do this RFP is working with the staff and the department, and also working perhaps with some of the funding agencies, the nonprofit organizations. The way that I have been able to together some of the programs, we invite the nonprofit organizations to come together and to give us some feedback so that we can prepare the RFP and then bring it to the Board of Supervisors for your approval. So we're gonna look into that possibility so that you can have a robust request for proposals that meets everybody's needs in the community. So we'll bring it back to you.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Can we have the roll call vote now?
As long as the first and the second agree with that friendly
Yeah, I'm
amendment.
good. As the second, I agree with that amendment.
That's what it was, yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
Supervisor Zanger,
Yes.
Supervisor Velasquez,
Yes.
Supervisor Kozmicki,
Yes.
Supervisor Sotelo,
Yes.
Supervisor Curro,
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, staff. Thank you, public. That will conclude our meeting. We are adjourned to the next meeting of April 14th. Thank you.